Hey, how you doing today? It's your favorite interns with First Genesis of Virginia, Shaviaea Williams.
And Noah Wiggins.
And we're here to give you an outline on how you can prepare for your financial future.
April is Financial Literacy Month, and we want to give you all some actionable and immediate items to sort of put into your financial plan for the better.
Let's talk about it. Let's start off by talking about just the average American household for one person is 60 to 70,000, but to live comfortably is 100,000. How does Generation Z and Millennials get over the hump?
I think we need to talk about sort of bridging that gap. And we have 5 really good important topics that we could talk about. First one being budgeting and managing your expenses.
Yeah. Budgeting and managers, making sure that you a trend that's prevalent right now is loud budgeting. Making sure that you're upfront about what you can and can't spend, and letting your friends know that so that you don't feel embarrassed about that, but letting them know that, this is something that I'm comfortable with and this is something that I'm not comfortable with.
That's a big point. And I think what's really important is to keep sort of an income statement. So you want to see how much money am I bringing in every month? How much money am I spending every month? And you need to be able to live off of less than you're bringing in. Once you're doing that, then we can sort of start to establish what's called an emergency fund, right?
Yeah, because we have a Generation Z, we have this YOLO mindset. You only live once, but it's a lot of things that go under, making sure that you're financially secure. 44% of Americans right now don't even have $1,000 in their savings account.
Exactly.
More than half don't have 3 months of saving expenses. And what do you think this does for us?
I think that's a horrible mindset to have.
Yeah.
When you're sort of living on the edge at that point. When you have that emergency fund, if you have a month of living expenses or 2 months of living expenses, that gives you sort of the ability to just take a deep breath. If something happens, if you lose your job, you know that, okay, for as much as you have saved, I have a month or I have 2 or 3 months where I don't have to go right and get a job, or I don't have to force and hurry up and do something I don't want to do. And I think, go ahead.
By just having those 2 to 3 months expenses, when you're going to invest, you're not pulling from your investments because you have an emergency fund that you have already set in place that you can continuously grow with your investments.
And I think another really big thing that I think people our age, or millennials and Gen Zs, have a lack of understanding is the credit and debt management. It's extremely important to be able to manage your debt, whether that's bad or good debt. So the bad debt might be the high interest debt, the credit card debt, where the good debt might be if you have a mortgage, you're paying on that mortgage, that's allowing you to have a bigger asset as the home, versus that bad debt. If you're just racking up credit card spending, that's growing at a record high rate right now. So
another thing that we need to watch out for is Generation Z and Millennials take out the most money on credit for travel expenses and entertainment. And these things can have a catalyst effect when you take in the fact that the average student loan debt is $24,000. So when you're adding on debt on top of debt, you're really setting yourself back.
Exactly. I think it's important, like we said earlier, to kind of have that pay yourself first mindset. When you're paying yourself first, then you do have, you have some money set aside to do this and do that. But if you're spending all your money, you're not saving anything, you're starting to rack up debt, that's going to put you in a hole. You just want to be at least be at zero, be positive.
Yes, sir.
And I think that perfectly transitions us. Those are 3 immediately actionable items. Once you have those figured out, you can sort of start planning for the long term. You can start investing your money.
Yes, sir. And another important fact that I know we were discussing earlier is about millionaires. Most millionaires aren't made starting a business.
Exactly. Most millionaires are made regular W-2 employees who are just getting paid every 2 weeks, taking maybe 1%, 2%, 3%, as much as you can afford, and saving that money in a retirement vehicle. Your employer could provide maybe a 401k. You might have a traditional IRA, but these are things where you can sort of put money away for the long term that just allow you to start building your wealth.
Yes, sir. And I'll say key things to make sure you look out for and try to look away from is anything that's too fast. Any money that comes too fast is something that you want to be a little weary of, because the growth portion of investing takes 10 to 20 years, 30 years. So you want to make sure that you understand, what the output is to what you're putting in.
Exactly. And I think we gave them 4 to 5 really, really good
Yes,
topics
sir.
they could hit on.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having us. If you want to see any more information, please check out www.firstgenesisva.com. Also, you can check us out on LinkedIn at First Genesis of Virginia or YouTube at First Genesis of Virginia, and you'll have more information on what you can do to prepare for your financial future. Have a great day.
Thank you.